Hello and welcome to this new course where actually we will today we will develop a small site of a small selling website. I actually wrote it in French, créer un mini site de vente, but we'll do exactly the same here in English. And actually it's the only course I do. I don't do any other courses in French. It's the only one I do here with you in English. If you don't understand me very well, I'm really sorry, but you can actually give me some comments, or maybe you can even email me if that's easier. It's always obviously easier when we do this. So how we can create a small website where we can actually sell a product. We'll build that in PHP and it will be very simple, very basic. For now, we will keep our site to sell a product, and we'll keep it really minimalist. So actually, we will call it minimalist sales site, something like this. Beautiful. And the project will be again also really minimalist. It will be like really simple. The goal of this course is not to make to build a fancy site. It's just to for you to have an easy understanding of how we can build things easily for your selling website, for anything actually. So first of all, we are going to, that's the main page. So let's have a small, maybe a small template. I'm thinking of maybe we might use something, let's see actually, because we might use a template easier, something differently. I just want to show also with you that nowadays you can build something really easily with some Nifty.io. I think it's that one, content platform. Let's see. Sanity, and it's so good because you can actually build a content website so easily, really easily. Like before we had to create a template, a file, and so on, and now we can build like something so easily with this kind of product. But anyway, this tutorial is not about this, so let's go back to our file. And I'm just thinking about the organization of how we will build it. We might refactor after our code. So I will actually view. That will be our view. Let's do includes. This is all the shared files. So it will be like, or maybe I will actually rename it to share. Rename. And here we'll have the header, so like header.inc.php, and we will have another file called footer.inc.php. Beautiful. So actually the footer, let's just use HTML. So we will spend more time here later on. Now we'll just do the minimalist. So I mean, just let's make it really simple, and I will have a link that will be just your website. For me to be like my website, for instance. The class at the moment I don't know, and it will be like the name of your website. We will spend more time after about it. And that's the footer. And the header, it's actually a little bit different. And actually with PHP Storm and IntelliJ IDE, you have a really nice way to generate easily the doc type. You just have to type exclamation mark and then tab. So here, if I do this and then tab, you see, boom, like I have the doc type and I have the head tag, meta tags, and so on, title tag. That will be our title for later on. We don't need this because the body will be shared elsewhere. Here we just want the header. And we are also going to use the header HTML5 tag. This one has to come after the head tag in the body. So inside of the body, or actually, you know what, I will just keep this one here in the header. It will sit here, and for the body I will create another file. It will be well, body, let's make it simple, body.inc.php, and here we are going to to use body and then probably the header tag like this. And you see, you can even have article tag for, so that will be later on. Here to be just, we'll have a h1 and we'll have a title here, and then here maybe we might have article or something different, but for now let's leave it as it is. So this is mostly the skeleton for our website, and the index.php, we are going to actually create a new document, a new folder first, and the name will be, probably it will be system app, let's say app, and then it will be for the application, and here it will be probably kernel. It's like all the kernel files, everything we need. And yeah, for now let's do this. Here we can even have also a config.php file, perfect, where we will have different constants. So like, you know, site name, and it will be my sales website, perfect, and that one later on we will be able to use it here like this. We can actually here use the shorten tag, because since PHP 5.6, no 5.4, shorten tag PHP 5.3, I think. You can use again this one, and it's nice in template files because it's easier to read in template files. Short echo tag, so this is like the echo tag, and yes, it's always or below. So, but yes, since PHP 5.4, sorry, it's not 5.3, it's 5.4, it's always enabled, so we are safe to use them. And yeah, so you can even use your site name, and in the config.php we will have also different constants. So we can also actually right now, let's use, because I'm thinking about having a config.inine instead. So config inine file, that's also a good idea to use for your PHP project. So it's this one, and you can use parse in file. It's quite a simple file actually, php.inine, because it's really easy to read. I quite like php.inine. We can use env. Oh yeah, wait, sorry, I changed my mood, but let's use env file, because that's actually in so many projects people use that one. So php env dot in JS projects as well, and actually that's really the recommended one to use. So yes, let's use this one instead. So let's install it, and after actually we won't use the config.php anymore, but that's okay, you know. Sometimes we change the way we build it because we found a better way to do it. So let's continue our minimalist sales app. So you see here from the config.php file, I just transfer because we are not going to use this file anymore, because we are going to use the .env file. So we are simply, you know, instead of having a constant here, we are going to write it in the .env file. So .env is just, you know, you have the name of the variable and then that's a value. And after I will show you how you can take that value. I will show it to you after. You will have to use simply the env actually global PHP variable. So that's one of it, and we can also have URL, app URL, and that will be the URL of the application. So for now, let's try to, we won't have it for now because we will use actually the server host name variable instead. But however, we can use another one, which will be email, well, app email, probably, and that will be the main email. So that will be, I don't know, sales at mystore.com and probably admin. Yes, beautiful. And that one we can just remove config.php. So here, as you know, we have index. So let's now try to add files to read in the env file. I mean, we'll actually use the env.package, and we will start reading the variables here. We'll also install Whoops. So Whoops, actually, it's a really cool PHP Error Handler. So when you throw an exception or stuff like that, it will show it like this in a really nice way. It's much easier to read errors that way, because every exception you throw with PHP, they will just display in a good and handy way. So let's just install that one as well. So here, let's continue, and in my terminal, I will just do composer require flip oops. And after, actually, we can simply use like this. It's really, really simple. And actually, this one, we don't even need that one for now. So only the first and the third line. Beautiful. So here, I think I already added that one. So perfect. So that one, actually, yes, I will have to import that one. So what I will do is just to do this, and after you can obviously import this. So you can do let's do this. You can do use, and you will import it that way, and after you can just do like that. And here the same, you can import this, and then you can just you can do as whoops run, and we can simply do that. That's actually, this one is required. Sorry about this. That one is required is because it's so you can change actually pretty page handler. It depends on the kind of handler. You see, you have a pretty error page, and the other one is just plain text, and then you have the callback handler. You have the JSON response handler, very handy when you are in an API and you have to return a JSON output instead. So that one is also really good. And then you have the XML response handler. It's the same as the JSON one, but it's XML. For us, for now, we'll keep the pretty page handler, which is actually this, what you see. So yes. Okay, so what we have done now, first of all, I wanted to mention, just to clarify, that the required env fields were actually copied from my food CMS, because actually I was just a bit lazy. So because I just needed that piece of code, so that's why I just copied paste, and so that's why maybe you got confused with this. So don't worry, we are getting rid of them just now actually. So what we did, whoops, we just created an alias for it, because it's nicer to do whoops \run as whoops run, and this is what we did. Here we the required env fields we will need for now is site name and app email. So everything else we can remove. Perfect. And here .env, we will just import also the namespace. And this one for now, the constants, we don't need them. So yes, this is what we need for now. Of course, now we also have to create a new repository for our project. The project name will be the same name, minimalist sales site. Here I will just write a minimalist sales e-commerce site, and I will choose private actually, and I won't generate those files because I will create them by myself. Later on we'll create them, and we can click on create, and here I can just add this. I will go back to my project, and here I will click here. I will open the terminal, and I will just do, I will commit first the files. I added, as you can see, a Git attributes file and phpunit.xml.dist is just 2 config files. This one is just because we don't want to export in the archive. When someone will download our project, we don't want that person to, you have actually Git archive, I think, and we don't want them to use, to download dev files. The dev files are actually those files, you see. So we don't want them, and it's the same for the phpunit.xml. Oops, my battery is almost dying. phpunit.xml.dist. Here, that one is actually to say the folder and what phpunit has to know before to execute the unit tests. And here you see test Git attributes is the one we are in. Git ignore. Git ignore, we didn't create it yet, we'll create it, and that's it. So first I will initialize Git, and then I will commit first all the files I have, except the DS store. So this is why we are going to use Git ignore to already ignore the DS store file. So now, oops, I will just commit. You see, I don't have a DS store file anymore. DS store file is generated by Mac actually. So we'll just add everything, and we'll commit, and we say, well, first commit. Beautiful. Oh, you see, I have the vendor, and we shouldn't have the vendor file, vendor folder. So we'll just add it here. Vendor, because I don't want to have the vendor folder, so vendor has to be ignored. So actually I will just reset my previous commit, git reset head. So let's do it again. Of course this one is fine. I will just update this one. I have to reset the commit first. Oh, well, you know, the easiest, because I don't know what's happening, but the easiest is just to restart everything from scratch. So we initialize Git first, and then let's see what we have. env, this can be added to our Git history, and yes, everything there looks good. So we just add them, and I will use the same command I used before to commit all the files. Git commit first commit, and then now I can just do what was the comment before. Oh, that's another repo. I will just go to my profile here, and then repository. I think I lost the page. I probably closed it. And oh, okay, and I will just do this one. Git commit perfect. Oh, what was the error? Oh, I have twice git because I already wrote git before, and I can push push origin minimalist fade to somewhere. Oh, this is new. Sometimes this happens. I will set the upstream to origin master. I think it's a comment. Oh, it's because main, and here I have master branch, and there is the main branch. So that's why it didn't work. Beautiful. So this is done, and if you refresh, you have the project. And actually, we can also add a license file now. Create a new file, and if you call the file license, it's so easy because GitHub helps you to generate easily by yourself a license file. So if you do license, you will see you see here, choose license, and for it will be MIT. And here I will just write my name. So for you, you just write your name, review and commit. So we don't have to copy paste from somewhere else. We use, you see, the template given by GitHub. So here I can use some markdown syntax. It's just, you know, if you wish here to be italic if I wish, so it will look like this. And now I can commit it. So commit new file. Beautiful. I create a new PR for that one, and now I can just merge it. Confirm merge. Beautiful. I can delete the branch because I won't need it anymore, and now I can just do git pull to get the latest new changes. You see, I have the license file. So beautiful. So now if you go to git log, you will see I have the newest commit as well. Awesome. Now we are obviously going to create our main app.php file. I mean our main files for our project to get started, and we see this directly by now. Here maybe index.php, and we are going actually to rename it to app.php like what I said. So let's do that, and we will require here, well, first it will probably be let's see what files we have. So router.inc.php, because we will include that one, and after that we are going actually to create that file. So let's create, actually, yeah, let's move it first inside of the outside of the kernel. So actually, yes, php.file, that's important. And now we will do router.inc.php. We don't want to commit that one. So now probably we'll have a switch statement as well, but first let's do request, and we'll equal the server, and we'll do request UI actually, and then we'll have a switch statement after here. So that's the switch statement and request, and inside of the request we'll have different case for the pages. So that's the index, which is a slash, and as you can see in the app folder, we'll create a new directory, pages, because it's for the pages in the switch statement. And you can see in case we have a slash, and we will require the file for the pages folder. So let's do dir, which is the constant of PHP, and then let's do slash, well, we need a slash and pages, and then the name of the file name of the page, homepage, dot, we'll have actually a suffix, so like enc, but here's page.php because it's for all the pages, as you can notice. And that one is like, it will require after the theme, the views files. So we have a break statement now, and after that we will that's a break statement, and we'll have another page, and here we are going to have another page which is about, probably, or like contact about, to contact us, which is important. Let's do actually maybe contact about, not too sure. Yes, contact, let's do that, and let's do the require like what we did above. So contact.page.php, and break, again a break statement, and then a case again for another page, default for the 404 page actually. So we do the same as above, like contact.page.php, but we do 404, and then we probably need a break statement again. Perfect. And after that we are going to create those pages in pages folder. So let's do the homepage.page.php, and let's do the other ones as well. So create a PHP file, homepage.page.php, awesome. And here we will require the view files, as you can see in that folder on the left. So dir name to go actually to 2 pound folders, and we are going so for 2 pounds folder, perfect. And then we are going views, and here shared, because no, actually it's not in the shared folder, it has to be in another folder, so homepage. And we are also going to create a PHP new file, which will be the index, it's like homepage index, that's actually for the homepage. So inside of the homepage folder we have an index, and there we just require probably maybe the body. We have to require some files, so shared, and then yes, so that one in there we will just link to the view files. And as you can see, this one will just call actually, so when we call in the suite, it will be homepage, then homepage in pages folder, and then pages folder we require. So let's rename it for the contact page as well, because we need the contact page, and that's for the contact. And then we do the same for the 404. Yes, perfect. So as you can see here, contact not found well for 4, and then it will be another folder for 4 in the view folder. Let's create a different one, contact folder, still in views folder, and let's create a folder which will be actually info 4. Okay, so we just have all the views files now, and here in the root.inc.php we do the header. That's actually for the header for the not found. So what kind of header? It should probably be, well, HTTP. Let me see, because I don't remember exactly what is that one. Oh, I'm checking on my phone actually because I'm not too sure. Yeah, you see it's that one. So we need actually that one. And so it's HTTP 1.0, as you could see. So let's do HTTP. Yes, HTTP 1. HTTP slash 1.1, and then for 4 and not found. Perfect. That sounds okay to me. So we send a header, the appropriate header, and now that header we are probably just for the not found. We need the break here, index, and let's show like not found. Let's display HTML message. H1, H2 maybe for the heading, and page not found. Perfect. And then we have a p tag, and let's say oops, the page request isn't found. Beautiful. Let's do a smiley, like a ouch smiley, a sad smiley. Which one can we choose? That one, yes. And it should be displayed now. Let's wait a bit. Okay, it's here. So here on the contact.index, let's do also like my email address. You can contact me at, and we are going to, you see, yeah, mail to, and yeah, perfect. That's a good idea actually to do that way. So yeah, you can contact me at, yeah, let's just remove that. So at any time you can, yeah, contact me. Smiley. So let's do the post. I like that one. Perfect. Let's do a class to like a strong style, maybe bold actually. To make it bigger, let's go to style, command.css, and here we can just do bold, and there, yes, font style, and let's do just like, yeah, maybe 40 pixel, and so, well, to IM. It's nice to use IM unit, you know. Actually, it will be too big, otherwise 1.6, that should be fine. And font size, well, weight, because the weight is too bold, italic. For that we need font weight and not font size, and then font size 1.4. Okay, so now let's go to header. What do we need here? I believe we can get rid of some stuff. Let's do maybe style, no, maybe it's link, I believe, yes. So HIF, and here it should be the file which is command.css. So how to get there? Assert, yeah, as you can see the folder, and assert, and then we can just go to classic Teams classic says, yeah, let's do a constant, which should be the site URL. We create it later. Then assert, let's create maybe the constant after Teams classic, and then command css command.css file. Perfect. And yes. Okay, so now in body, do we really need that one? Because I wonder how we can call body variable. You see, sometimes it's a bit hard, like where, when we request a page from the router, how do we get that one? How do we get the body? Um, hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure where we can request it, because in that, for instance, you see homepage, or maybe in the contact, you see in the contact one, we have that one, how it can display that one. It's not easy. So maybe body we can, yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah, and header, otherwise we request header and footer. Let's remove that one perhaps. Let's just get what we need from it. And yes, so body. Okay, so we'll just paste probably the body tag. I'll do my best. So let's get that one. So yes, probably we do for that one. Contact, you see, I can include the header if I do require. Probably let's do require once, maybe this. Yeah, let's change that's a body, but how can we give back to the body? Let's do require once. Let's go, so that one in the shared folder, you can see contact index, and here maybe let's get, yeah, I'm not too sure, because contact, so shared, so here we have the footer, the header first obviously, and then we have the main content, which is that one. We put it in the middle. Let's place it in the middle, and then we will have the footer .inc.php. You see, that way. Footer.inc.php, beautiful. And that one we can just remove that file after. We won't need it anymore anyway. We don't. You see, so we can just, that one is the header. Let's change the indentation because it's not correct. Perfect. You see, this is how it works. And yeah, so now it's deleted, and footer. Perfect. Beautiful. And here, this font, yeah, okay. So yeah, we do the same here in the contact page, and perfect. Require, amazing, and here as well, beautiful. Okay, so article, that will be for the main, for the main paragraph. Let's move it inside of the article tag. Beautiful. Now we can just, yeah, that's the one. header.inc.php, site name. We need to update the constants. Let's search for site URL, site name. Okay, you see, actually we don't initiate them. I mean, we don't add the constants. The constants don't exist yet. Let's create that. Define and we need the name, site name, yes. So here at site URL first, if you remember well. So let's define the site URL, constant first, or obviously in the code, beautiful, and then the value, which is env, the env variable, underscore, and site URL, beautiful. And here we do the same for the site name. So let's rename first to site name. Awesome, site name. Perfect. And then app email. Awesome. So this is done. And now we can just require, actually, we need to have dir directory. And then we can just do app/app.php, which is the main file. We have beautiful. So here we will require dir. So let's use, actually, it's a good convention anyway. And here you can see that one will be called. Okay, and now that looks good. So in the env we create actually a sample env file, probably because first the app email, site URL, that's a new variable we did. So let's do localhost slash, maybe not, $12 no. Okay, so yes, sometimes I think it's a better practice to not have a slash and then having a slash here. You see, so site URL slash and localhost without slash. Even if we have a different site, it's better that way. Let's remove it. And okay, that looks good to me. Okay, site URL, env, yes, you see, and let's just look for, yeah, it's in there. Awesome. So now I believe what we can do, we can copy it finally, and like what I said before, we can create a env.sample. You have like example before, after, but it's just a suffix. Example, env.example. Example, yeah, let's do that. Okay, we don't want to commit that one. And now we can just go to Git Ignore and add the env1. So in the env1 is because, yeah, so here we'll create a htaccess, is the Apache file to have the rules for the router.inc.php. So directory index, so that one we just have, well, maybe not actually. So we'll enable the URL rewrite. So rewrite engine on, we tell Apache to rewrite the URLs, and then we'll have rewrite base, and that will be the base of the project, will be a slash, otherwise it's like a folder name, so it can be my folder, but for us it will be just backslash. And then, yeah, the important part comes here. Oops. And here we are going to rewrite count as, I think that's the spelling. Oh yeah, rewrite count, and let's do the request file, and let's mention that this is not file, so F. Yeah, and then we do the same for the folder. So we write count, yes, like this. Actually, that was not the right spelling. Okay, let's continue and request file, and now let's do for the directory, and here we can, yeah, typo, rewrite, ouch, it's not, rewrite W, okay, and let's do for the file, yes, anything, and then we put everything in the index PHP, so QSA, and so yes, let's leave a comment, set all requests to the index.php file, perfect, and that's from the index.php, so when all requests will be called from index.php, we call ht access. So now let's I just copy paste some other rules here. Directory, let's clean up a bit the indentation. I do it manually. Okay, let's just remove the ugly spaces. Yes, and that one is duplicate, so we can remove it on, perfect. And that's just for security, to disable actually directory browsing. Awesome. Okay, dokie, so now we are again in the router.inc.php, and actually after we'll do some refactoring, because this works for a few files, but it won't work very long while you have a lot of pages, because it's a lot of duplication. We have like otherwise we have to add again new file and again new file, and if we again new 3 more lines, and then 3 more lines for a new file and for a new file. And for instance, if we want to store, like to add new pages from the database, well, it has to be from the database, and then we'll do a for each loop, and this is not really scalable. So we are going to refactor that now actually. So the first thing we are going to do is to create a router PHP class in the kernel folder we have already. So I will just have router. Beautiful. So before to continue, let's add a local host server first. And so we will select the PHP built-in web server with PHP Storm. And for the name, it will be, well, PHP server. The host, local host, the port will be, normally it's 80, but in my case, I have a permission issue, so we set 2021. But usually it's recommended to leave it as 80 for the port. The document root, my project is located on minimalist sales site. So for me to be this, maybe for you it will be a different document root. Let's click on apply, and now we can run the server. It will be on the port 2021 in my case. Maybe for you it will be port 80. So the reason why probably we have a blank page is because when it goes to index, so that's our main PHP file, index app.php, it goes to router.inc.php for the moment, and here, as you can see, it if it's just a slash at what we have for now, well, it will go nowhere. So it goes to homepage.php, but we have nothing. So let's do like what we did for like contact.php. Let's add the header and the footer. So we'll just add here header and footer over there. So now we should already have something. Yes, it's already better. We have a little bit of something. And in index, we say like hello, for instance. I don't know. H1, welcome to, and here it will be seat name. Beautiful. So we do like this. Awesome. And let's have a look. Welcome to my sales website. And sales website is actually from the config. If you remember, my sales website comes from here. My sales website. If I change this, it is just changed to my sales website instead of to sales website instead of my sales website. Now I put back mine, so mine is back here. So beautiful. So that works. Maybe we do H2. Obviously, we don't have a style, but that's okay for now. So yes, this is working. If I go to about, to contact, sorry, to contact, I have the contact page, and if I type another page, I have the for page. So here we are going to create, you see that's a command.css file, and we are moving it because it wasn't in the right folder, because as you can see it was classic and css / command.css. So we have to move that one, and style sheet has to be moved, you see, because in contact. So let's change this, and we use the rel attribute for style sheet value. Okay, so now we have the bootstrap.min.css as well. Min is actually the minimalist, the compressed file. So now I do git status, and I can see the difference of file, and here I need to add idea, and that's the name of the folder, of the config folder of my PHP Storm IDE. Ignore IntelliJ, PHP Storm, and I will just add that one folder. Perfect. So git status, I will just add the view folder. Idea is still there because previously I committed that file, so that's why it's still showing there. But anyway, what can I do? So git add, I add everything, and then I commit everything, git m or nm, and add major refactoring or sum. So you see I have composer now and composer.lock. Awesome. Perfect. And I add package.lock as well in the Git Ignore file. Git add, and I just add that change. Beautiful. And yes, everything is done. Nice. So now let's add the require kernel router.php, and there that's a router class, so we can actually add some rules. Router run, I will have to add a lot of changes. I go much quicker now. It's everything I have done already before while refactoring it. So you see now I have a try catch block, and that's the contact page, and we require actually here in the router class we throw an exception if the page is not found, and then we'll remove that else block, which is not necessary. I mean, it's useless. So page match. We'll just continue doing some cleanup here. And here we'll add a if self if the page match font not font. If I go to something, you see now that's from the exception, because we throw that exception, and so in the router file we give that message. So in URI I will maybe create in the app.php file, let me see. So I will actually change in router.php, root.php, sorry, I will change the get HTTP method to have a constant actually. So we'll do that. I will create a PHP class. Let me see, let me think. Probably I will rename it URI to HTTP. It sounds better. I will delete not the okay. I just want to change the get method. Okay, so here as you can see I will create a new class HTTP, and now I'm adding a constant post, maybe post method actually. Yes, post method, and then I will create a new class HTTP, and there I will have the constants. I will have it final because we don't want people to extend that class, because it will be mostly a static class with mostly constants. So first I will have the post method constant, and then I will have the get. Oh, I made a typo, obviously I forgot const keyword. So public const, and it will be a get method, and then the value will be the get perfect. And so as you can see now I have HTTP post method. I can just change HTTP to router, perfect, and here to be also get method, nice. And as you can see for each URL we require, so the method will be mostly get actually, so that might be the default, but I will create new methods. Add method will probably be private, and then I will have a get, a post, and put, delete, whatsoever public methods, and they will call the add method. Oh yes, that's a post as you can see, and here I will get rid of that, and I will just call the add method. Yes, so self, and that will be the arguments, perfect, and method HTTP post method, because we are in post, and it will be public. And then I will create the same one but for get. So here it will be get method, awesome, beautiful, and yes, so put, that's the same, put method, and here to be a put method, beautiful, awesome, delete as well,
because actually we do exactly the same for delete. As you can see, HTTP, and here in router, okay, that one has to be changed to delete, and that one will be HTTP ::delete method. Awesome. And then here we'll have get, because it's private indeed, as you can see. So now I change to get. Yes, amazing. And then get as well. Yes, awesome. Oh, we have, oh yeah, line 9. We have a little issue here, but it's not, it was just a semicolon. Oh, yes, I have to remove that. Yes. And here, yeah, I don't need it because now I use directly the get and post method. So now get line 2. Oh, it's because I have the method argument. No. I have to remove it because it calls directly, explicitly the add function, and we mentioned there what HTTP method we use. So yeah, I can just clean up that. Awesome. And I'll remove these two. Beautiful. And here, yes, method, can get rid of that. Beautiful. Yes, that's static. Right. Okay, so I can here in add, yeah, we add the method. It's a string method argument. That's a string 2 for the type. Awesome. Oh, yeah. Okay. So let's try. Oh, it works. Nice. Beautiful. I'm happy. And here, what is? I will just see how I can improve the class. There are still improvements. Always rooms for improvements. So let's see what else we can improve. Root match method we don't need, it's not used. So let's get rid of this. And then that one too, call user, I will return that one. Oh no, I can't because the return type is not correct. Yes, as you can see, okay, I will just leave it as it is because we return void. Yeah, here it's mixed and false. It's two different types. Mixed, yeah, mixed, it can be any types. So let's leave that. Here, can we remove that? Okay, let's remove that one. And yeah, that sounds okay, but here we can also improve this. Because here I can directly use wait, with the path. Let me see. Path URL. I will probably mention it directly inside. Yes, that sounds cleaner. And then empty, because maybe path key in the array can be empty actually. So yeah, let's do this way. And then collecting operator, yeah, that works. Nice. It's always nice to test as soon as we do some change, so it will be easier to debug, because if we do bit per bit and we always test if it works, we know what didn't work. Okay, this is still working. Beautiful. And let's do the homepage. Yes. So here methods, let me see, request method is only used once, so we can directly paste it in there. Beautiful, that sounds better. And path match font, yeah, that's correct. Can remove that one, path match font, because they need to be false. Nice. And then I have this. So maybe, as PHP Storm suggests me, I don't need array Porsche. You see, that's actually cleaner as well. I prefer this version. I prefer that one. It's clean, it's good, it's neat, nice. So here, root, here we can maybe move it to a function, to a method instead. So maybe we can actually refactor it. So to be self is HTTP method, no, is HTTP method match, those HTTP method match, and then to be root as an argument. And yeah, let's see, first I will paste that bit, the piece of code I just got. Method does HTTP method match, and it will return a boolean, and then I paste the line. So string to lower, I will return that one, and here maybe it will be a string for the argument. So I will paste it there. Yeah, that sounds even better. Perfect. And here to be the name, so root method. Beautiful. And expression, you see, yeah, that one also we can improve that one. Here we can do exactly the same, and also we can get rid of that line. Beautiful. And then this one, yeah, not found, that's okay, that's correct. Let me see here, expression, add, it's used there. It will be a string then for the expression, probably. I will just change, actually, it will be easier just to replace, because I'm a bit lazy. That's good, we are supposed to save time. You know, the idea does the job for us, and then we just fix the issue I did with the string type in there when I was calling it. Okay, now it works again. We double check if everything is working properly. Awesome. So now here to be product, we create the product page, as you can see, and here we'll again do the same as what we did for the previous pages. No, I don't want to add it in commit. And so product, or maybe just one product is minimalist. Yes, that looks better. Minimalist product, nice. Oh well, yes. Okay, what about that? Yes. So here to build a product page, just one product, easy peasy. We said it's a sales minimalist website, right? So here I have a red cup, as you can see. You see my beautiful cup? That's amazing. So it's a red cup, yes, for sure. Maybe I can find, yeah, beautiful cup emoji. That's even better. And we'll have a paragraph, a beautiful red cup without coffee inside, because you see my cup is empty. Woohoo. Yes, I drank everything. So, oh, without typo. Yes, amazing. So now I can use button maybe to buy it. What do you think? Not too sure. Link to buy. Okay. Yeah, maybe this. And here, article. Not too sure. I have internet. Beautiful. Ooh. So I can just go in there and doing some research. Nice. So what can we find? There. Product sales. And yeah, try to find some example. Bootstrap e-commerce. Let's see if we can find a nice design. Bootstrap 5 e-commerce single page. Oh, that one. Man, that one looks really nice. It's minimalist, but now it's not Bootstrap. It's not Bootstrap. They don't use Bootstrap, and we are using Bootstrap. Here it's just pure CSS. What are we doing? Not too sure. Otherwise, we can just use that one. Yeah, the Bootstrap 5 e-commerce. Instead, the other ones don't look that good. Yep. I can still use that one. It's not too bad. Yes. So let's go back to PHP Storm. Let's paste the code. Oh, that's a lot, but that's okay. So we can get rid of this. Just the description. Yeah, we'll just comment for now. And here there's a CSS. We just take what we need in there. Awesome. And let's go to command.css. Yes. And here, okay, how that one. So now, let's have a look at product. Yes. Looks good, but the CSS is not there. Let's see. Oh, I think I know the issue. I don't have the header, of course, so it doesn't call the CSS style sheets, because if I don't have the header and I need the footer as well, so I just update. I forgot to create a file in the view folder. Views, so product. Amazing. And then I will create a new file, and here to be index.view.php. Perfect. And here we'll paste that one, and then I can just copy this, paste that. Need my PHP opening tag. Awesome. Oh wow, that looks better, but product is not the way I want. So let's change it here you see I will have to move it elsewhere actually. So let's see where I can move it. Yeah, that's already a start. Maybe there. Div class row product. No, maybe not. You see, no, that's not what we want because it's just adding a new row. It's not fixing our main issue. I think it's because it's supposed to be somewhere here. Yes. So not exactly. If I move it, yes, it has to be in. Oops, sorry. So it has to be below. There's a card, so just in between there's a card. Yeah, the section. So here probably, and there, yes, nice. And I just copy paste that in the description of the product. It should be somewhere here. A beautiful red cup, and by it now, I can move that one as well. Can get rid of this. I will, yes, nice. And here I have beautiful red cup. I will change because that's the name of the product and not the description. I will remove also, like you see this one. Yeah, that's not necessary. I mean, let's get rid of what we don't need. Here to be the description. Yeah, that's much better. And then that one has to be changed. Brand, because we are removing it, we don't need it anymore. Awesome. Now let's go to Unsplash. Let's find some nice images. One image. Yes, finally I found here simple integration with Unsplash API to have random images. It's actually that's a URL. So source unsplash.com. You see, and that's with the size, featured, but not different specific size of a limit. The resolution only for those included. Say correct collection. Probably to be the other one because I want to mention the size. Let's copy paste the URL in img source. Yeah, it will be here. Actually, that one can be removed. We don't need this one. Nope. And it will be actually here. Images, I will just remove that, paste this one. So coffee cup is like the kind of image I want. 250 to 250 for height and width. Okay. Let's see. Doesn't get out. Let's see, sheet 250, 150. Okay, now I see that one. I think it's just a bit slow, but that's it. Yes, cup coffee. Let's just mention mg as a variable. Yeah, that's because we have the variable, it's not correct. So let's see again. Oh, you see, it's here. It was just because it was a bit slow. my assumption was correct. So yeah, and then we have some different cups. So let me see if we can improve the speed. If we do 100 to 100, maybe, but that's actually way too small. Yes, so let's try with red cup. Yeah, so actually I'm going to store the Unsplash URL into its own variable, which will be img URL, and so image URL, and it will be defined in the, so that's in the view file, and it will be defined in the pages, so app/pages, and here we'll have img URL for now. Maybe later on we will use a template engine, which is really likely to happen, but at the moment we will just define in the product page file the variable of the Unsplash URL. For you it will be maybe a different image for your product. Obviously here it's just a dummy placeholder, but for you it will probably be a static image. And then in the view we are just doing echo with the short PHP syntax, which is at this, and this one is actually same as PHP echo, same as that. It's exactly the same, but that way is actually shorter and it's quite nice in a template file. It's a bit cleaner. I mean, it's a bit more, it's easier to read actually. What else? Yeah, so by the way, here in the router.php, I just wanted to mention to you that now I use the SPL PHP class. So OOP actually, it's an object. So here I will just use the class reflection function instead of using a call func array. I just use a reflection function. So in there actually they have the same they have a lot of different methods for reflection functions. They have the same for reflection method. For us it's a function, because if you go to roots.php, as you can see, it's just a function. So I use actually reflection function, and then I do invoke arguments, but actually it's exactly the same as what we did before previously. If you remember, where was it? Let's have a look in the history of the local changes I did. Reflection, oh yeah, so before you see it was just call user func array, and now we are just using reflection function. That's it. So actually there was some issues here with the padding. There was no padding, and only if the image was there would be a button padding, but otherwise we wouldn't have any. So we'll add one. So if you go to spacing in Bootstrap, if you type Bootstrap spacing, we have padding, so we can do like P2, P3, or where it is. Yeah, you see, you have P for padding. So we use this actually. So we do like P3. Let's do that one. And now you will see it will be much better. You see, we have a padding. Beautiful. So also what I noticed on the home page, it's not perfect, because when you go to the home page, you see we have nothing. There's no style. So what we'll do, before it was like this. So that was the version before. So it was exactly like this, if you remember. So what I did now, I added a main tag. The role is main, but that's not really important. And after we have like a div to center also everything. Oops. Okay. Here obviously if I don't close the tag, so we have this. So I will show to you.
I will show to you the main, so in CSS, main tag, from since HTML5, we have a main tag which specifies the main content of a document. So you can see we can use main and then article, 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 and article is just like some text. So we can use that. So it's already a bit better. So we are doing this in the footer. Also, before, I will show you before the version, it was exactly like this, and that's in the footer.inc.php in the shared folder, and we are moving to this, and with footer class and container. So that one actually I took as an example in Bootstrap documentation before. If you go to examples, you have the sticky footer, and it's here. And actually, I took this from the HTML here, and I took the footer. So this is exactly what we have now. And so in the command.css file, before it was exactly this, and now the footer, we are actually doing some rules. I will commit in the GitHub repo so you will see it, but we have body, that's just a margin bottom, and then container with auto max width is like maximum, the maximum width is 680 pixel. Padding, so padding, you have different rules for padding. So if you do padding CSS, in my case I just use two different ones, and it's actually here. So padding with two rows, it's top and bottom, top and bottom. So that's top and bottom. We can even do just 15 pixel, and so it will be top, bottom, left and right. If we specify just once, all four padding are, and so all four paddings are 15 pixel for us. And then the footer, this is what I mentioned now. That was from the example in the sticky footer from Bootstrap, this one. And so we have this, and probably as you can see, shared, as in the shared folder, we cannot really distinguish with the other folders because shared is a bit specific because it's all the files that are shared in the other folders. So I will actually, I want actually to change the name. I want to rename it. So how can I rename it? I will actually add underscore rename or set one project. Oh, that's funny. I think there's an issue with PHP Storm, probably in the configuration of my project. So what I will do, I will just do it manually. So I will go to views and views. It's S, and here I will just do MV shared, and I will rename it to with underscore shared. Perfect. And so after, I can just replace everything that's shared to underscore, so it will be exactly like this. Beautiful. So we can just replace. Okay, so now we are just checking if it's working on our website. It's working, and here product, it's working as well. Beautiful. I will just commit all the changes. There are a few, as you can see. I will just go to the main folder, which is minimalist sale site, and I will just commit because for us so far it's working. So I commit everything. Wow, a car is just some cars are quite noisy. Okay, I will some right. So normally the commit message has to be better, but here we just do it that way, and here I can just push, and so it will be pushed in the GitHub. So now when we go to GitHub, to my GitHub, it should be updated here. Minimalist says beautiful, and yes, it's done. So that's it for now.
So now we will just check if our website still looks good. So we go here, and as you can see, it looks perfectly fine. Obviously, you have to be connected to the internet, because otherwise, since we are using the CDN CSS files for Bootstrap, you have to be connected to the internet, because we don't host on our local host server the Bootstrap file. So that's why you need to be connected to the internet, so the server, your local host server, can reach the CDN GS deliver Bootstrap request. Beautiful. So now something interesting I wanted to speak with you was using a template engine for the views, for the view files actually. So for the views, every HTML files we have here, currently it contains PHP, but I think it's nice part of this tutorial to also learn a template engine. Although nowadays it's not as used as before, it's still interesting to use a template engine part of this course. After that, obviously, don't worry, we will use a payment method, an easy way so you can be paid, you can receive money from the product you will be selling on your micro sales website. But in the meantime, I think it's nice to learn how you could use and how you can integrate a template engine. So actually you have several template engines with PHP. The oldest one is Smarty. One of the oldest one. It was actually created by one of the founders of PHP. PHP used to be like the one to go to PHP Smarty. It was like really the reference one, like the main one to use. After and nowadays, obviously Smarty is not as popular as before, and Twig is actually the recommended one. Twig is actually also the one by default, and the one used by Symfony by default. So Twig was a normal template engine, and then Symfony Foundation actually acquired Twig for their own framework, but you can still use it as a standalone template engine. And actually Twig is really a really good template engine. You also have Blade. That's mostly for Laravel. I think you can use it also as a standalone solution, but it's mostly it's really good if you use Laravel Blade. And then you have you also have, for instance, Fluid template engine used by the CMS Typo 3. It's a really good one, but I really like the syntax as well. But again, if you don't use Typo 3, it's not, I mean, you can use as a standalone solution as well, but yeah, you lose a bit of, I mean, it's not really used outside of Typo 3, so some devs, some designers might not know the syntax. You have also Latte. Latte is PHP is used for a framework. Nete, actually, a framework from actually Czech Republic, Czechia, and Latte. I mean, the team behind Latte is based in the Czech Republic. It's a really good framework as well. I mean, the framework, obviously, Net is really good, and Latte is really nice as well. You can use as a standalone solution, but again, it's not, I mean, outside of Czechia and outside of Europe, it's not really well known, so maybe we won't use that one. And I was thinking actually about using Mustache, because Mustache is used, I mean, you have Mustache template engine. I mean, Mustache syntax is available in so many different languages, such as JavaScript, and actually you also have with JavaScript
You also have handlebars. Handlebars is actually the recommended template engine for JS, but Mustache handlebars is not available with PHP, but Mustache has a really similar syntax. So if you know handlebar, for you Mustache will be really easy to use. It's available with Ruby and so many different languages. So if one day you want to switch your application to another language, the template engine, you just have to change the framework. To use you have to change the library to use the Ruby or the Java or the JavaScript Mustache version, but the template files will remain exactly the same because the template syntax will be exactly the same because it will still be Mustache syntax. And this is actually the one we are going to use. So we are going to install this one. So just paste compose require mustache/mustache in your terminal of your project to install it, and press on enter. So once this is done, we can now use our template engine, and we will first rename our view files, our template files, to have as an extension. It can be mustache, .mustache or .mustache.html. A lot of template engine, to me, it's nice not to have just .html, because with some projects, you might use two different template engine in the same project. With some projects, you might do that. So you might have Mustache and Twig, for instance, especially if you are in the phase of migration to migrate to a different template engine. It might be the case. It's always nice to specify just with a file name. You must be able to know what template engine is. And if it's just .html, you might think that it's just plain HTML, and you might not notice that there are also some dynamic syntax in the file. So it's always nice to have dot and then the name of the template engine, such as .twig, .mustache, .latte, and the same for the other template engines. However, if you just have the name of the extension .mustache, your IDE might not, and the same for GitHub, might not recognize that actually is the name of, it won't recognize that there are also HTML tags, and it won't highlight the HTML tags. So the best is then to do header dot, we can remove the .inc because, okay, it's an include file, but it's okay, we'll just remove the .inc. So it will be header.mustache.html. And to me, that's the best, because then it will be highlighted by your ID, and you will still have mention here that it also has some mustache syntax. Perfect. And you can do exactly the same for the other view files. Each page you can just rename to index. You can actually remove .view, so index.mustache, because mustache is actually, we know it's a view file, it's an HTML file. Index.mustache.html, and so on. The same for the 404. That's, I already have done that one. Product, you see, you do the same. So just do index again .mustache.html. Same for the homepage one. Homepage /index.mustache.html. And so please do that for all of the other remaining files. Same way as I do here. For here, we'll just remove view default. In the shared folder, I removed the enc because, okay, we know that it's an include file, but otherwise the file name will be too long. So it will be exactly like this: contact, homepage, and then we just have the product as well, and that's it. So here we will probably, in the app.php, we will probably create a template load.php. So we do first a require. We don't need to require once because we are sure it will just be required once. We won't call this file more than once. Actually, so usually it's always better to do require once, but require is actually a little bit quicker. It's a little bit faster because PHP doesn't check manually if that file has been required already, and I think it's nicer as well as a syntax. So when you are sure that the file, that app.php, is not called twice, it's fine to use require, only require, and not require underscore once. So we are doing template load.php, something like that. Maybe just template because we have roots, so we just have probably templates, and this is actually in the app folder. So we are going to create a PHP file, and it will be template.php. Nice. Actually, what I think is that here in template.php, I think the way it will be used and built won't be right. Because otherwise we'll have to include that file all the time, and if we don't do it in app.php, we'll have to do it in the page.php, because otherwise we might have an issue with undefined variable of Mustache. So I think I will create a class instead. It will be easier to load the class, because with this one, with Composer, when we just create a new instance of a class with autoload of PHP SPL autoload, it will automatically include that file thanks to the namespace of PHP since PHP 5.3. And so we are going to transform this template into a class. And the first thing, I will move it to kernel then, and I will create a new folder which will be template. Let's make it easy, and here it will be template again. Otherwise I won't create a folder. Maybe for this use case we don't, because we don't have to create a new package, a new folder, just for the sake of creating one. So we can probably just remove in template folder, and here I will just create this. This is just the strict minimum to load mustache.engine. Actually, this is the minimum. So it will be by default Mustache loads all the Mustache files with .mustache, and since we want to have .mustache.php, we need to change the option. So if you go to Mustache loader, file system loader in the library, and the loader is, you have options here, and you can see they check if the extension key of the array of here, of the options agreement array, they check if extensions exist, and if it does, it will be by default, if it doesn't, it will be mustache.html, and if it doesn't, it will be .mustache. So for us it will be like this, and we create a class. It will be class template, and in our class, this one, we will just create a public static function, and it will be, for the moment, it will be just load. After we'll probably change it to something else or something better. This is just temporary, and then maybe it will be render, but then it will be called every
time. Let me just think about it. Otherwise, we might have a singleton class, perhaps. Maybe we do private constructor, obviously, because if it's if we only have static methods, we it doesn't make sense that we want that class to be initialized. So we will set a private function construct. Perfect. Here we are. And here, oh yeah, I need obviously parentheses. So here to be this one, it might be, I'm not too sure actually what it will be. Maybe actually I will just return this. For now it will be probably like this. It will be reload. Perfect. And so it will be, what it will return will be this. The namespace is also important. So namespace such as kernel, such as HTTP, so it will be just this. That will be our namespace. I will just copy that one. That will be the namespace. So here we have to import Mustache engine because that library doesn't have namespace. Okay, so it will be exactly like this. So let's try. And obviously here we need to remove that one because now we have template.php here. So actually I will also add loader partials. So loader partials, I will type here. You see that's a parameter, partials loader. So when we, with Mustache, we can actually have, we can also mention the path for the partial, for the partials. So our partials will be all the files mentioned in our shared folder. So that one, that folder, not that one, not that one, not that one, that one, footer and header. So we'll add this. So it will be exactly the same, except it will be partials loader here, and the path will be shared, like here, views /shared. And here actually it will be 2, because we are in kernel and not app anymore. So it will be 2. So views shared. Beautiful. And here actually we will also say path template, sorry, because we do Mustache, and then it will be render, and in the render method is template. So we'll do actually template string template, and here it will be template. That will be the path. Perfect. And here I need a $sign. Beautiful. And so when I call that one, it will be like this, and I can do echo, probably like this. And also this one, because load, if we do echo load, we have to change here what it returns. So we can just do return render like this. And here then it will be a string, because if you have a look here, render here, you see what it does return is a string. So we can do exactly like that. And because we need also to allow options, like what render does, we can do context, we can copy this here, and the type will be array, and default we can use the short array syntax at least. And so context will be here as well. Perfect. Nice. And so load could be even render actually, like that. So here it will be render as well. So in render here, now we are loading the partials files. So when we load them in the shared folder, we load footer and header. But however, in the contact folder index.mustache.html,
we don't include the footer and header, and with Mustache we can actually do that. It's really easy. We can so include Mustache templates inside of other templates by doing twice curly brackets and then arrow, and then it will be the name of the template. So for us it will be header. So we are just going to type header, and for the footer it will be the same, curly brackets, twice, arrow, footer. And in kernel.template, I mean, we have an issue because by default it loads with .mustache only extension. So we fixed that issue for the normal files, but for the partials loader, it does an extension we just create. Here in the contact page, we could just mention contact/index.mustache.html because we cleared the extensions. However, here in our, when we load partials, we to have it working, we need to mention .mustache.html, like what I do. And the same for the bottom, for the footer, and we don't want to do that. So we will actually specify the extension, which will be .mustache.html. That way, when we load the partial header and footer, we actually don't have to mention .mustache.html. So by default, it's mustache.html, mustache, yeah, by default, sorry, it's mustache. However, we want to use .mustache.html. Yes, perfect. And this is the one we want to use. And so in Mustache options, it will load also for the partials loader. So in index contact page.php, I will just get rid of .mustache.html. So we just have contact/index because now we mentioned the new extension .mustache.html. And here we don't need now anymore to have header.mustache.html because it will be by default for everything, for partials and for the normal loader. So yeah, cool. That means we will include the header and the footer from the partials from the shared folder. So because Mustache will actually directly look for shared folder because we mentioned here in the partials loader parameter. So now let's try it. Let's just load our website, and you see it works. However, the title of the page is not working. As you can see, we still have the PHP echo tag. So we have to fix that issue. And probably the best way will be to use Mustache as well, to use a Mustache variable. And how to do it? Well, we have two ways actually. We can either use, here we can deconstruct the context variable. So we can do like this, we deconstruct the variable and then we mention title and then the name of the title, which will be site name, and that's it. Otherwise, we can also do in the contact.page.php, we can just mention like this title. For every time we use template render, we use title site name. There are two different ways. Both of them are correct. However, for us, we'll use this one. At least we don't have to repeat ourselves, and we are sure that the title variable is always present. So we just do curly brackets twice and then title, which is the same as site name. So actually we use site name to be easier, less confusing. It will be the same name as a constant, as you can see. So let's try it because, yeah, let's try it and let's see if it works. You see, now we have my sales website. Awesome. It works. So now we can also do the same for the other variables. So maybe in the footer we'll change it to maybe my personal website. I can change to the URL of this application, which it will be a site URL and site name for the name of the website. So it will be here, it will be site name, and there I will create a mustache variable later, so site URL, and then we can just mention it in the template.php file, the template class. Here it is, and here we can just mention, actually I will create a constant with the default, a private constant with the default variables. It will be a bit cleaner, so default underscore variables, and it will be an array, and inside of it I will have site name, I will have also site URL, oh yeah, site name, perfect, site URL, and then yes, I will actually search where they are defined. Yes, they are defined actually in the index.php, in the root folder, so that's fine. And we have also app email. So we also do the same for the app email constant. So let's do, yeah, I will do app email, and then here we need to app email, perfect. I will see if I can actually do some dynamic conditions, because I think with PHP 8 or 7.4 I can do that. No, apparently I can't. I mean, my ID is complaining. Yeah, expression is not allowed on the, oh yeah. So I will leave it as it is, because as you could see, index.php is mentioned in the root, so it's normally always there, because that's the first file that is called. So now I will also deconstruct this variable to default variables and self, because it's a constant class. Awesome. I will now search for you the construct PHP to show you actually it's really similar to JavaScript. Before we had to do array what was the name merge, array merge, or even to use a plus sign, but now we can update an array really easily the same way as JavaScript, with just deconstruct and construct syntax. So just with the 3 dots, which is really easy. And so do they mention the doc, since what PHP version it's available? PHP 8 apparently, old style constructor, or constructors. Oh, that's different actually. Oh, sorry, constructor. That's about the constructor of a class. Maybe if I write instead of, maybe if I write split operator or splat, I think it's splat operator array, let's see, splat operator, it's a bit, it means more or less the same, and here they mention it, operator for the array. Yes, so basically this is what we do here with the default variables. Let's see if it works. So now in the footer.mustache, you see I have site name and site URL. So normally it should be the same here on the footer. Oh, you see cannot unpack array with strings, with string keys. Apparently there's an issue then. Let's have a look. It's in the template file, and the problem is probably from there. It's probably from there. So let's see what file is it. Let's go to templates, template render. What can I do? Yeah, it doesn't like this syntax. So if I just do probably an array merge, this one will work. Let's just try this. Maybe, obviously if I forget a parenthesis, it won't work. Yeah, this one works, and that's the website, localhost. Yes. So I think the problem is that you can't do this, but you can just do this, and then like what we did before. So what we did before was we did this site name, so like my site. So this was working, and then I do array. That's working, my site, and obviously normally that should be undefined. Yeah, my site is undefined, so if I change this, it will be also undefined. So apparently Mustache just leave it blank, which is nice too. So you can see it's just blank here, the URL and the value of the link. However, if I try to do this self, that won't work. Yes, no, it won't. So what I can do otherwise is just to mention, if I do mention this, it would work. So what I can do is to yeah, either I can do this, but then I can't store them anywhere, so that works. But however, I would like to have it. I think the problem maybe is because I call, wait, let's see, maybe if it's a variable, it will work. So if I do default vars, default, yeah, variables, and if I do like this, let's see if it works. Oh no, that one I swear doesn't work. So yeah, I think the best is just to use array merge for now. Maybe in the future this kind of syntax will be available. So let's do this. Perfect. And I will actually have a look. So this one should be working. Yes, I will have a look actually on the PHP doc about array merge, because usually when there is a new way to do something, they mention it on the old function. So if there is a new way for doing exactly the same as array merge, sometimes usually they mention it here, because the documentation on the PHP website is really good actually. And no, I don't think the array operator they mention that, but it's not the same probably if we do. Oh, you see here they try to do this. Which account? Oh, so that works actually, apparently. Interesting. So So this would work. So if I do again, I will try again, and I will do again this. So let's see. It's exactly the same. So let's see, and I believe I would have the same issue. Yes, I have the same. So yeah, that's fine. Let's keep array merge for now. I will keep you updated, or maybe if you know maybe a way to use only the spread operator, just let me know. So yeah, you see that works really nice. So we will do the same. Now we did the contact page, and we do the same for the other pages. So now we are going to do it for the home page. So I close everything. Now I go to homepage.page.php, and I just get rid of everything, and I just call templates. I will just use here. Use perfect, and then I will do template because it's always nicer to import it that way. And then I do yeah, I can do equal to be template, but obviously if you wish you can just do that way. That's also really fun to do, like basically it's the same. And then I will do and actually yes, let's do that now. I think for now it's really up to you actually. It's like, it's just a matter of taste. And so here it will be homepage and index. So homepage index, if you have a look here, homepage index. Perfect. And for the moment, here site name, I just use site name, and we don't have anything else. I will mention the header as well from the partial files, which is insert, so footer and header. So I will include the header.mustache.html, and I will do the same here. I will include the other mustache template, the footer, and let's try in our index homepage. You see it works. So yeah, that's just amazing. And then I can do the same. So I did for the homepage, I did for the contact. So now we can do for the 404, we can do exactly the same. So I will use the header again, and here I will use the footer. Beautiful. And if you go to contact.page.php, this is actually done. Oh, sorry, 404. This is what I meant. 404. I will just do. Oh, we didn't have the header and the footer here, so that was a mistake. So we just do exactly the same as here. Can even copy paste. However, here it will be 404. As you can see before, it was 404 and then index. So 404 index. Perfect. So let's have a look if it works. If I type a random URL like GGG, yes, it does work. So yeah, that's good. However, it should be aligned. I will do the same as homepage. Should be like the text is not, it's not really well formatted. So it should be like this. I mean, we don't need header actually. It should be more or less like that. And then we'll add a class. And like what we did for the home page, we use the same class, TextCenter. So here we do the same, and we'll use the same class here. There's a paragraph there, so now you see it's much better. Nice. And we can just do this. And the last one is obviously the product page. So here we don't have variables for now, but I will also add the footer from here, and I will also include the header template like this. Perfect. And if I go to so that's done, this is done. So now if I go to product.paste, oh, obviously not product.paste.php, that one, we can just do, oh, that one actually we will use it to be really interesting. We have a variable and we will use it as a mustache variable. But we'll do that after. First, let's load the template. So P7, we just first to remember this is what we want. So we'll just do template render, and then here to be product index, and we can import this one, and it will be Fenry app kernel template. Beautiful. And that one actually we can do that way. Awesome. And here we will mention it here, this one. So how we do it, we'll do like image product coffee image, maybe. Yeah, I think that's good. And here we just do so it's an array, and we add this. I think actually in the render, it was an empty array, so that's why, no, I'm not sure for the construct and construct operator. Anyway, now we use array merge, so we won't have any issue. So here, actually it's like this, and I can add this variable coffee image URL actually. I can add that one in the index product, this one. So how? Well, it will be simple. Here, I will just do this. Beautiful. And there is no other PHP variable. No, apparently not. I will just have a look. Oh, site URL. I still have one here. And that's actually for the site URL. So how I can fix it? Well, it's kind of easy. I will just do site URL. So instead of having this, I will have this. So now we don't have any PHP syntax anymore in our template files. So that's amazing. We converted all of them into Mustache syntax. So now if I do product, oh, I have an issue apparently, or maybe because I don't have echo in the product.page. You see, I need to do echo like what I did for the other pages, such as the not found one. If I go to here homepage echo, here contact echo, here not found page echo, you see. And now because I added the same for the product page, now it will be rendered. Oh, and normally this one also, we should see the image soon, you see. So it means the variable, this one is working properly well. So if I go to product mustache, I can even add a add variable, and it will be product name. We don't have a product name actually. So product name, and we can do the same for the title tag. Perfect. And what will be the product name? Well, I think we already mentioned it. It's actually, oh, that one we don't need, class div, don't need this. I think we don't need that. So yeah, the product name will be wet corp. So here we also change it to product name. And we can also actually do the same for price. And then discount. And then, well, we won't have any discount for now. We make it simple. So yes, we just have here price, or maybe product price is yeah, that could be nice actually. Just product price, so it will be like this. We can indent that way the code, and because we have product name, or just price and then coffee image, and then yeah, product name, why not? So in our product.page.php, we'll have this one will be the name, the product name. So product name, and then we'll have the price, and the price it will be, yeah, I can actually also have product here, product price, and the product price will be maybe $19. What do you think? Yeah, let's do 19, or even 17, 18 maybe. Let's do 18 and $18. And so in our product here, product HTML page, we have product name, and here to be product price. Let's see how it works. You see I have the name and have the price, who, and then I have the photo shows, and I will do the same for the description actually. So if you search here, I will rename it to, I will use the variable product description. You see, when you use a variable, when you use a template engine, it's much nicer when you use variables and stuff like that in our template files. We could just use some placeholders, like, you know, like this, maybe something like that, name, and like this. That will be the name, like name, something like that. And then I would have, when I include the PHP file, I will have str replace, you know, this one I would do this one, oh sorry, it's uppercase. So we do something like str replace, and I would replace this one name by the name of the product in the template field get content. We could do that, and to this will be a placeholder kind of that we replace by the actual value, but it's not a template engine. And Mustache is much more powerful because we can include different template files, we can have loop, we can have blocks, we can have a lot of different things. I really suggest you to have a look to the formal documentation. You just type Mustache long syntax language or something like that, and you will have a lot of different courses and tutorials. Mustache on JavaScript is the most popular one. For JavaScript is the most popular one, the most popular version, but with PHP, with Ruby, with Java is still quite popular as well. So what we'll do, we need to add the description. So now we can actually kind of clean up a bit. Okay, I will do this. And then I will do product description, and the value will be this one. Nice. Oops, sorry, I forgot a comma. Beautiful. So now if I reload the page, it's still the same, but if I change to
beautiful, just beautiful, you will see it will change as well. You see? So yeah, it works. It's perfect. I could even do and the variables here, the name, it could just be stored somewhere else. Actually, for us, it will be stored in this page, but it will even be, it could even be in a constant, or could be like it could be everywhere. And we can even do const here, and we could even do this product image as well. Here we can actually do product image, and then this one we copy paste and we store it here. What about doing that? Product, and this one could even be from a database actually. All the values here. So if we do this, and now I use this like that. Normally with const it should be fine for to use it here. Yes, it does. Oh wait, just the name. Oh yeah, we named actually the variable, so we have to rename also from you see, so from coffee image URL it has to be product image. So now it works. So yes, beautiful and well done. It's amazing. So well done. You just did an amazing job. And the last step we'll do actually will be to add a URL to buy your product. So and after we'll just improve bit per bit our website. So purchase URL, and here it could be just you know, in my case for now I can just do like I don't know if you know that service, buymecoffee.com. Buymecoffee.com is a really good service, really powerful. So if I create an account here, I will have to link my PayPal or maybe just my PayPal account. I will see. I will create an account here. I will mention my email. Yes. Let's do this, and I will mention a password. Maybe suggest new password. Perfect. And let's just try this. Paste login code. So I have to check my email. Okay, amazing. So I have here my email, buy me a coffee. I will just copy paste the code, the verification code here. Continue email. Beautiful. So now you can click here. Are you a creator or not? Yes, I am a creator, which you are actually because you just published a product, and then your name, in my case, to be minimalist product, or it could be just your name, you know, like just a name you wish. So I could just do Pierre. Pierre will probably be taken. Oh, actually, Pierre is available. Wow, that's even weird. Choose a link. Oh no, it's already taken. So it will be Pierre. Let's see, Pierre Henry. Let's see if that one is taken or not. Let's see if it is. No, it's not. So wonderful. So US dollar for us. Get standard payment, or this one is instant payout via Stripe. So it depends if you want to create a Stripe account or not. It really depends to you. You can also use different currency. So I will choose USD, and finally I will choose standard, so we won't have to create a Stripe account. Let's click on continue, and here my name, I will actually change it. Oops, what happened? Oh, my name, I will change it to my real name. Awesome
minimalist product. Obviously you can use any other platform, but here we just do this, and the link, maybe we'll add the link of the GitHub repo, but for you it will be the minimalist, where your minimalist website is located. So for us it will be this one, but again depends for you. So that one, and then we place to achieve the product. So by Pierre red cop, and here to be, actually we can change to cop. So maybe it will be that one, for instance, and then it will be red, display shopper, yes, feature membership on my page. You see that solution is really minimalist. We don't have any hassles having a complex gateway. This payment gateway is really simple. And then what else can it be? I can use my profile photo as well. Let's just do this. I will actually go maybe to picture me. Perfect. That it will be me. You can even add an emoji. You see, like I will add a cup. Maybe you can add what you wish. Beautiful. And yes, display sub account, maybe not. Feature membership, yes, that would be a good way. Membership on a page. And to be it's up to you if you want to have your Twitter or not. Then I click on save. But usually you don't have your Twitter. You want to make it minimalist. It's just for your product. And then share, and actually copy link. And the link you will just copy paste in. It was in product page. It was here. So that's the price. It's in dollars. Actually, the price, you can normally change it. You can change your price. I don't remember where it was, where you can change your price, but you see, it's really easy. I love this platform, Buy Me a Coffee, because it's so simple. Where can you set a goal, announcement? I thought, I was pretty sure you can set exactly all the amount. No, Google, that's the link. Payout, that's different. Account balance, yes. Setting, have integration as well. That's just the goal you want to set, which is different. Let's try, let's have a look here. But I believe no. Book a Zoom, oh wow, a Zoom, those kind of webinar. Digital download, so for you it might be this even, or something else. It's not only a support way, it's not only a way to support a producer or an artist, it's also finally to sell something. You have other platforms, but this platform is normally the one I know the most. But you see a podcast coming soon. But apparently for the price, I have another account. This one I just created for you. However, I can't find my account. Followers, UTC, time zone. Yes. Normally you have a way to change the price of your coffee, but somehow I can't see it. But yeah, there is only $5, but normally you can change the price. So for now we just change to $5. So we have the link here. Beautiful. So add it in the product index mustache index mustache.html. So here I will actually, it's a button, so I will actually do
So I will do this, and then I will do exactly like that, and then to be class PTN, yeah, that's fine. And I can even do like well, because I don't want that page to be to be indexed by certain things, so I can say no follow. Perfect. And now let's test it. So if your server is not running, just run your server, and let's have a look to the URL. And if you refresh your product page, you can now see that actually the page, we have the link. So you see we have this link. If we just go here in the inspection tool, we can see that the link is present, and if we click here, it will redirect to our gateway platform. So for you it can be something else. I know this platform, Buy a Coffee, is not the best one, but I wanted to keep this tutorial quite simple. So yeah, so far it works fine. Now we are going to create also on the index page, we are going to show the product. So how to do that? Well, for the index, we'll create an array here. We will add the name of the product. So in the product page, if you go to product page, you see the name of the product. It's actually wet cop. So we'll just copy this to the homepage one. Perfect. And then the link to be URL, maybe product URL, and it will be just just product. As you can see here, is just product. So let's do that. And we can actually add more than one product, but for now we will keep it simple, so just one product. And in the homepage the view, so homepage index.mustache.html, we are going to create a loop. So it's actually to show you how to create a loop with Mustache. So how we can do it, we will do here probably, so we can even have a different row. So we can do div and then div class equals row. Let's just do that way. And then the closing div. And here we can just do, so here actually the array will be like products, and then to be this like that. So we can add more than one product. You see, and after you can actually add another one, and then another one, and so on. In the future, obviously. But now we want to keep it minimalist. So here it will be, we have the dash products, and then with Mustache is like closing tag like this, and here it will just be just be the product name, and then it will be so we can actually add this in the article tag. So I can remove this as well. It will be in the loop. So products article like that, and it will be the name as well. It will be the link. So link, it will be product URL. Perfect. Exactly like this. Beautiful. Product name. Let's see already how this works. How it works. Well, for that we have to go to the index. I have an issue, as you can see. Oh, I think it's because it's a PHP issue that will be easy to fix. Actually, you can see it's red. I have an issue indeed. My issue. Wait. Let's just see. Oh, I missed one square bracket. So the product is not showing, and it's probably because we have an issue. Products. Oh, I think I have an extra square bracket. Should be like that. You see, I have one. However, it's not centered, so we will just do. How can I do it? Well, to be easy, I will create maybe I will just do p class. You can just do, like, I don't know if you remember on our product page, we have column here, and we just do the same actually. We create some column on the home page. So for us it will be like maybe 4, and it will be, oops, we don't need div. We could actually, it's mostly up to you. And here we can try to use text center like this, like actually there, which is the same. And so yeah, actually we do div is more appropriate, but again it can be anything. This one, I think this one is more appropriate to be div, and then article. It really depends of what you want to create. I mean, how you use HTML tags. Let's leave it as now, and you see it's not really centered. So for us, if there's just one, we want to keep it centered. Maybe we want to have the image as well. So how to do that? Well, it's simple. First, we'll add the product image as well here. Product image, and the link, we have the same link that the one we were using in the product page. So we just, after we can even store it in a constant to not to prevent to duplicate the same code. But now, for now, let's just do it as this, and it could be emg. So the link we can do like this actually. Emg class, normally with Bootstrap 5 class content image. Let's have a look. And so it will be we will have the link of the image, which is this one, and it can be titled as the name of the product. You see, beautiful. So images, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We can have also the name of the product here. So it will be, it depends how, you can have a HT, and that's again the name of the product, so product name, and that's a loop. And actually also with Mustache, if you want to, for a condition, so imagine here, I have a condition here, like if it's, I can add visible, and it can be either true or not. So here it will be true, and in Mustache I can first check when I'm in the loop. I can do this, and it can be is visible. And then we just indent a little bit the code, so it will be more readable, and then we do this is visible. And this is actually a condition. So we can also add a condition the same way as we do for a loop. So it can just be like this. Again, you can go to Wikipedia as well, Mustache, to have more information. Template, and normally they speak about condition. You see, like example, that's some condition template with extension. Yes, you can have a look. Condition. It's easy to find, even on Stack Overflow. I suggest you see, to have some to have a look, and so forth. It should be like this. It's visible, and here to be it's visible. So here we will download Bootstrap version 5. Oh, it's not here, it's over there. Okay, we'll download it. Perfect. Hello. Okay, and we'll get Bootstrap. We'll just copy the files, because why are we downloaded Bootstrap? Because it will be easier if we are offline, or it will be easier also when we type on the IDE, just to have Bootstrap already there. When we type classes like CSS classes, it will auto-complete with your IDE. So we'll paste it in assets, in the classic CSS. In there, we'll paste Bootstrap min.css, and the other one, it will be the JS file. So we also click on JS bootstrap.min.js. So it's the magnified file, so the file where it's actually the code is obfuscated, let's say. So it's really compact, and so it's faster when the browser loads the Bootstrap CSS file. So now we go to header.mustache.html, and in that one we will replace to the path of Bootstrap. So again, you can use the CDN, that's fine. Here, this small video is just a bonus. It's just for you to know that you can, how you can also use a local Bootstrap file if you wish. But once again, you don't have to do this. And you can also use the Composer version. So that's also a really good idea, because it will be easier for you to update the Composer version as well. So I will show you now how to use the Composer version. So it's also nice. It's actually the main benefit is that when you have a new Bootstrap CSS version, which happens quite often, you just need to update it with Composer update. So it does the job very easily, and you don't have to commit the Bootstrap CSS in your GitHub, because the person who will clone your repo will just do Bootstrap clone, and that will be really easy. So you see here, so different the different ways to have Bootstrap in your project. Adding in a Bootstrap file like we did before, CDN like what also we did before, or the way with the composer comment, same way as we do with our PHP packages. However, we see that when we use the vendor path, we see that it's not recommended to use the vendor path to expose the vendor Bootstrap path directly in your HTML code. So we'll write a little script after in our composer.json file. But for now, we will just go to our header.mustache.html, and first we'll install it. That's the most important. We are installing Bootstrap 5.02. Awesome. And then you see it should be there. Vendor. We will first include the CSS and the JS file from the vendor file directly from there to make sure that it works properly. And then we will move it to the assets folder because it's the recommended way, because we don't want to expose the vendor folder, because normally that folder is like a private folder. We don't want that one to be exposed on the web for security reasons mostly. So CSS and then Bootstrap. Yeah. So here we will just change the path. So for it to be the same site URL, then assets. So let's change it, but let's keep the end. So yeah, assets. So let's have a look again. TWBS, vendor first, TWBS, and then we have dist, distribution, and then CSS. And then here is Bootstrap. So dist, CSS, and we can actually get rid of that for now. Integrate here. And let's do the same for the JS one. So first, obviously, just until dist folder. So like here, and that one, oh, that's a bundle one actually. So we will have to copy paste the same for the bootstrap.min.js. Nice. And that one, bootstrap.min.css, the one we manually install locally, we can just get rid of them, because now if we use Composer, we don't need them anymore. So here, let's just load it. You can see that now actually something breaks. So let's see in the source code, in the inspector tool, and we can see that actually localhost, we don't have the port number. You see here it's 2021. So we'll just change it in our env file. It's not correct. So we are about to change that one, env, and here let's just copy paste to that one. Perfect. Nice. Let's reload it. No, it's still not working. Let's see why. And maybe, oh yeah, of course. This one is because the path doesn't work. Let's try to reopen the inspection tool. Okay, let's copy that one. I just copy the URL actually. It will be easier that way. And yes, CSS Bootstrap, no. Dist CSS. Let's check again the path. Vendor TWBS, yes, TWBS. Oops. Vendor TWBS. Dist CSS Bootstrap. Bootstrap. Oops, my spelling is not right. Okay. Anyway, Bootstrap. Yeah, with a T. Oh, actually, dist. If we go to use TWS, dist, CSS, I go to one file. That the main file. Let's click here. But actually, Bootstrap, you see, I missed the Bootstrap folder there because I did TWBS and then directly dist. So if I add the Bootstrap folder, normally with that it will work. This was my mistake. Yes, so Bootstrap, and I will do the same for the 2 other TS ones. So now this one should work perfectly fine. Let's reload the page. Oh, you see, now it works. So that's amazing. Beautiful, nice. So now we are going actually to create a little script in our composer.json file, just to prevent us to expose the vendor folder. Like I said, it's not a really good practice to directly mention vendor twbs bootstrap this file in our HTML code. It's better actually to use the power of Composer to ask, or in other term, to have Composer to copy the Bootstrap files from the dist folder into our assets folder for us every time we run Composer update or Composer install. So if we look to cmd post update Bootstrap, you will see that actually, oh, it's not here, in packages, packages, it's actually Composer. Okay, it's here, should be here, and you will see Composer has a lot of commands, and one of the really powerful one is, now obviously if I don't find it, it's a bit more annoying, post update cmd, post update cmd, here in the script. When you can add actually in a script object, you can add post install cmd, which occurs after you do Composer install, and the same for post update, that one, post update cmd, that occurs after you update the comment of Composer, and the pre one is before. But for us, we want to do it once Composer has once Bootstrap has been installed by Composer. So let's do it. So let's go to our Composer JSON file, and first we will add a script object in our Composer file, composer.json, and inside of it we will have this one, so post install cmd, which means after we do Composer install, so when someone clone your project from GitHub and do a Composer install, this command will be executed. And the same when you do Composer update, we will have exactly the same, which will be post update cmd. So this one and this one does exactly the same, except here it's installed because it's once a Composer install has run, and that one is once it has been updated. But inside it's exactly the same. The only difference actually here, I will do assets. The only difference is that this one is updated once we do Composer update, and the other one is once we do Composer install, that one install update. Here, as you can see, first I remove the assets Bootstrap. It's not something we have to do, because by default cp comment, cp Unix comment, when we copy files from one to another folder, it will overwrite by default. But if we want to clean up the whole folder in case Bootstrap adds new folders, or maybe some folders won't be used in new version, sometimes we want to remove the whole folder before to execute those 2 lines, but it's not, you don't have to. So for us, we'll keep it minimalist, so we don't need this one. So first we create Bootstrap folder in our assets folder. Oops.
in our assets folder. So here, assets, Bootstrap, we will create this one. I have it actually already here. I'm not supposed because I played already around. So first, we create a Bootstrap folder, and then we copy the distribution files. So from vendor, where it is, TWBS, Bootstrap. So we copy this one into our assets, our public assets folder. And Bootstrap is a folder we created. So that's exactly it does exactly the same for update and CMD. So even a better practice is to create a bash file. So we can, it's not, you don't have to, but you can create a bash file. So we will do this. So if you do new scripts like this, and then here we will do just like composer install, composer install, or maybe install cmd, yeah, install.sh, and we can just inside of it we mention it's a bash file. So bin and this, or in my case I have zbash, but normally it's this, and then you just copy here to do like this. Perfect. Actually, it has to be bash. And here we will do this one. So we just execute this in our composer file. So it will look something like script slash composer install, okay, composer install.sh, and it will be exactly the same here. Beautiful. Let's have a look and let's run composer install. Oh yeah, composer install. Permission denied. Yes, that's a problem when you use a bash script. You have to change the permission to because by default it doesn't have the permission. So this is why sometimes it's not really. It's just easier to just have the comment like it is. But I just want to show you also this way. So how to change the permission of this file? Well, you just do sudo 755 and then the script here, and then you have to type your password, and now let's run it again. Beautiful. So that one has been executed, as you can see, and now, however, yes, now we have the Bootstrap folder. So this script works. So now that one works, and now we will add the new path in our header.mustache.html. So here it has to be, now it has to be, because we copy all the folders. So here, if you go back to composer.install, we copy everything in dist. If we did this, like that, we would have dist inside. So actually, let's just do it so I can show it to you. If we do this, bootstrap/dist, normally, if I do, if I will move first, if I, let's have a look, and if I do composer install, that one, Bootstrap should get deleted. You see, you have dist now. Oops. I think it's because, yeah,
let's just do it one more time. And now we have dist, and if you add a slash, if you add a slash, you don't, because you copy the whole folder. That's the difference, because also with a Unix system, a folder is actually a file. So this one will actually, you will actually have this folder inside of Bootstrap. If you do this, you want, and if you do that, it means everything inside. In my case, I will leave it as this because it's more explicit and easier to understand, because this or this, it's hard to see the difference. However, there is a difference because this, like this, we don't have the this folder inside of Bootstrap, but like this, we do. So let's just leave it like that. And now here, what we have to do is TWBS first is asset folder, Bootstrap, and to be just CSS. We won't have this distribution folder. So let's do the same here, and we can remove this, and again exactly the same here, and we will just check if it works. So let's see. So this one we can now close. Let's reload the page, and apparently it does work. Let's see the new path now. Let's see it. And so you see now we have assets, assets, Bootstrap, CSS. So let's copy that one here. And yes, amazing, it works. Congratulations. And by the way, I just noticed my the name, the bash file is a bit confusing because composer install, it means like we are installing composer, and this is not what we mean. So maybe let's just rename it by post install. We will add a new folder here, which will be composer. And then here, we move it inside, and here it will be just let's rename it to post install.sh, and that's actually way less confusing if we do this one. So script/composer, so we know this is about composer in that folder, and this post install, it's less confusing as composer install. It sounds like we are installing composer in the bash script. It's always nice to have explicit name, otherwise you might have some misunderstanding with, especially with other devs, or when you come back to a project you have built a few months or a few years ago. Well, it will take time for you to understand what you meant at that time. So always try to be as explicit as possible. And the last thing you can do is to ignore that one in your Git Ignore file, because actually this one will be generated by composer.json, by this bash script, and so we don't want to commit that one. So we will just do assets and then Bootstrap here to mention to Git that we don't want to commit the Bootstrap folder. So now if I do git status, I shouldn't see that one anymore. Git status, you see, I don't see it anymore. And if I check here, git ignore, I have that one. So yes, that has been done. And if I remove this one, obviously I will see it. You see. So yes, let's just do that. Just before we continue, I just noticed a issue actually with the script, because in the script we were doing mkdir, so we are always trying to create a new folder even if the folder was already there, which doesn't work, because if we remove the folder every time, this will work. But if we try to create a folder,
without removing it before, mkdir won't work. So only this one will work. So what are we going to do now? Actually, we are going to ditch the post install sh script, because like what we noticed in the previous video, we always need to change the permission to have the return permission. So we have to do, chmod and then 755 and then the folder, which is actually script. And this is a bit annoying. So what we are going to do instead, so we are going to get rid of this post install script first. So we can actually remove the whole folder, and here instead we are going to remove it and to use composer run script instead. You will see it's a much cleaner way to do it. So we are getting rid of this file. So we won't call the bash file, but instead we are going to use composer run script. And here I will actually create post cmd here in the script object, where you can actually create a new property, which we'll do now. So we are going to create, you see, post it will be post cmd, and inside of it we will just have the not that one, it will be just the cp. So we just copy the file, and so it will be the same in post install cmd. So after doing composer install and also post update cmd, so after doing composer update, we are going to run composer run script. So run script, it will run one of the property inside of script. Could be actually composer run script and then post install cmd, but for us we'll create a new one, because that one will be used for both of them. And instead of I will show it to you. So actually here we don't use mkdir, because we just need to copy, and cp overwrites anyway files, so that's fine. And so I could have done just this instead, just that, and this one would have been like this. I could, yeah, that's also a solution, but I prefer to have a dedicated property for this Unix, for this bash command. So that's why for me it's like this. And now we can just check. And however, by doing this, by using cp, we assume that assets bootstrap is always there, always, even when someone just clone our project. So what are we going to do? We are going to create a in the asset folder. Where is in our asset folder? We are going to create a file called .gitkeep, and this one means when we commit our project, although in Git Ignore, as you can see here, Git Ignore, although there we have asset bootstrap mentioned as we just did before, we are going to add a new rule. And I will show you already to a existing project. Oh, sorry, I was about to buy a cup. So I will show you in my food CMS, for instance, how I did. And we are going to do exactly the same. Let's go to Lifehazer. Where is Lifehazer? So that one. And let's go here, for instance, and let's go to Git Ignore, and you will see exactly what I mean. You see here, I did the same for the log folder, because in the log, I want the log folder to be there, but at the same time, I want to ignore everything else in the log folder except git keep. So if you search here, this normally, it's in server. So server log, you see I just have git keep.
thanks to this rule, but no, nothing else. And we are going to do exactly the same for us. So it will be like this, and for us it means we want to keep this, as you could see, with the exclamation mark, and then we mention git keep. So that means we force git keep to be always there. So let's see how it works. You see now this one is visible, but however, if I didn't mention that one, if I again check what I have on commit, you see I set, oh wait, if I do this, normally I set, because this one, it means nothing in our, why it's still there. Git keep shouldn't be there if this one is mentioned. Or maybe, oh wait, I said, oh sorry, it has to be here actually in Bootstrap, because here it's Bootstrap, that's why it didn't work. So our git keep will be in Bootstrap folder. And so for us now, you won't see Bootstrap folder anymore. However, if I do, if I mention again this one, so asset Bootstrap git keep, now you see Bootstrap, which is amazing. So let's commit this. This one is a change. Oh yeah, that we can just commit everything of composer log as well. And in Git, because inside we just commit actually git keep. That's it. So we just have git keep. That's it, nothing else. And now we can just commit saying that change how we fix that. Actually, we fix composer cmd bootstrap update. It's not very clear, but it does the job. And now if I just try it, it's in composer install. You see, it doesn't complain and it does the job very well. And if I do a composer update, it will also automatically replace, and again it does the job very well. So if I just try to remove this folder, CSS and JS folder, and I run again composer updates, you will see normally it will get updated. You see, I have automatically the new CSS and the new JS folder. Well done. Okay, so let's go back to our homepage, .page.php. So located in app folder, pages, homepage.page.php. And here, so we have the product name, the product URL, which is /product, and product image. And we have this to have the flexibility to add more products in the future. So in the future, if I want to add another product for the homepage to display on the homepage, I can add here. Again, it's visible. Maybe it will be true or false. Visible. And then I can do maybe false. And then I can do product name again. It will be the same as above. Product name. So basically it will be same as here. We copy like this. And then maybe it will be blue cup, maybe, or blue mug. And then product URL will be here, product, and then it will be blue, mug maybe, like this. And then product image, it will be mug, and then maybe, yeah, mug, just mug. Perfect. And it's visible. We don't want to show it for now, so we set false. That's just an example of how you can do it. So products actually, I think I made a mistake. Product is an array, but it's actually like this. So an array of the details. Oh, yes, because in our homepage .index.mustache, we will display like this. With Mustache, if you want to do a loop, you use the dash products. Products is this one, which we render from remember from our template helper, and we do this. And actually, template helper is actually a good name. Before I wasn't sure to call it template loader or something else. It's actually to be good to add a new folder, maybe helper to be singular, and let's move it here, and it will be template helper. And so yeah, kernel, you see PHP Storm automatically knows that actually our namespace changed to helper. And here, so it will be products. So from our template helper, yeah, that's the correct namespace. And so when we give the information, the context, we give products, which will be used in our template index mustache products, and then it will be product URL directly. However, I'm not too sure, because then I'm not exactly sure actually how we will use this. Because then it's an array of what we want. Array product. Maybe to be honest, I'm not too sure how we are going to do this. Probably yes, these products, and then probably yes, probably it will be here an array, so we have to update this. So products, and then that's all the products probably. And so here maybe we'll do a constant for now. Const product equals, and that will be all the products. Should be like this. Product number 1, product number 2. So here the index will be 0, then index will be 1 in our products. But here I will just do self and then products. But I'm still not sure. Oh yeah, it's not a class, of course. So yes, I will just do products, but I can leave const here because I don't change it, so I don't need to do define. I can use the const keyword, and it's actually better if you are looking for optimization. It's better to use const keyword because it's actually is compiled before. So if you look optimization, so PHP optimization const vs define, you will see a lot, and the basic difference is const define and const is compile time. So yes, the main difference is like const defines constant at compile time, and that's why it's actually faster. However, defines at runtime, and that's why with define it can be dynamic also inside, and it can be defined also in a condition. So if, as if. So in a condition you can use define. Const you can't, because it's defined in at the compile time. But also the advantage is that
counts is faster because it's different at the compile time and not at the run time when PHP executes a script. When PHP executes this file. So here, yes, we are going to do this. I'm still not 100% sure if this will be fine or not. And why is showing product? Okay, this probably doesn't like something. Oh, it's this one. Oh yes, sorry, I missed. Perfect, because it has to be an array. So products. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to know. Let's already do the homepage. That's Mustache. There was some CSS design UI issues. So we are going to change a little bit. We are going to have an image here for the products. So to add an image, thanks to this one, the placeholder of each product. And this will be the image. We'll add the title as well. And a title and a add attribute after. So we will check the visibility is visible, and then the end if. And here we add a call MD4 for Bootstrap. Let's continue. Let's have a heading there. We actually change because article is different than the loop. It shouldn't, so we change that one as well. Here, diff row, yes. Also change this. I will move actually that to the top. Deflect, justify center, remove that one. And then I will have a as if, and as if with Mustache, you use actually the caret sign, and that's actually not. It means if not visible, because there's no as if with Mustache. So if a condition is with a dash, and if not with Mustache, you have to use the caret symbol. And here we just move actually again the article outside of the product loop, and in is not visible, we just add no product available for the moment. And let's just add this, and now we have to fix this one about the array. So let's reload our homepage. You see the name must be a directory. This is actually a little issue here. And first of all, the issue comes from let's see, minimalist views. Let's try to debug if it's from the array the change we made. So if we remove this array, at least we already know if it's from this or not. Oops. Let's do this. And let's reload. Oh no, it wasn't yet, because actually the error looks really different. So let's keep this already, and let's see why it gives that error. I think I know. It's because we move templates here in the helper folder. That means actually view is on the third level, because if you look with the architecture, you have helper, kernel, app. So it has to go in the third level. So now it works, and it does work well actually with the array as well. There's no issue the way it does. So if you leave this, it will also work normally technically. Let's see. Yes. So actually we are, so that's fine. So if we set this one to true, we should see the 2 products, and that's the other one. Oh, we couldn't find that photo. Okay, that's fine. and that one is much bigger because same URL, but it's just because they couldn't find mog. So a mog, cop, mog, that's funny. Meaning a mog. Let's go to Unsplash with that URL and let's see why. Maybe Unsplash doesn't know mog keyword and apparently no it doesn't. So let's do mog cop. Maybe it will. Yes. Oh. Okay, just one. Let's do mog cop. Yeah, just this. Oh wow. And if we do cop and then blue, maybe we'll keep this. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And actually this one, when we refresh, it doesn't have a new one because it redirects directly to one photo. So if I do again the other one I did, mog cop, oh yeah, that one won't be found. Cop, mog cop. Yeah, I don't really like that one. So let's do just cop and blue. Yeah. And so if we refresh this one, we should see 2. Yeah, beautiful. However, the issue, we don't want to have it on a different row. So here the problem is that we have article here, which we probably do div around it. That's fine for that's okay. Yeah, let's see how we do it. Yeah, maybe not that small. We do this. Yes. I'm just looking the way we are going to build this, because if I remove this, I will have here both of them next to each of them. So maybe class empty. So Martin 2. And yeah, let's see this. Maybe I should do padding. I think I should do padding. Yes. I do P. Yeah, no, that's it really depends of what you really want it to look like. Margin auto, yeah, no, that won't work very well. So, and let's do again colon 10. So yes. So here it will be and if I just do article, this is how we did before. So 1, 2, and then we can again have 1, 2 after. Oh, sorry, that's a video I was watching about video games, but that one, but it's just a documentary. So let's do that one. So for now, we can just maybe Martin 4, Martin 6. I'm just thinking how we can do it. Yeah, we can just do, it's like on the product page. If you look at the product page, product view, Yeah, product, and then view, oops, mustache, and here, 6 card, that's uppercase, or we can use actually that's uppercase for the name of the product. Why not? Margin, yeah, I can do. We could use that one, but for now we just do P2 probably, M5, and yeah, that's for the title. It will be text uppercase, text underscore, perfect, and here we can do 10. Okay, and now that one we don't want actually to have the text if the product is not visible, so that's already it's not perfect, as you can see. We can improve it later. I'm not really familiar with Bootstrap 5, to be honest. I haven't used it for a while, so let's keep it to this one to false. And yes, so let's do this. Let's do that one. It's visible. That's perfect. We have the header. We have the footer. So that looks pretty good. And yeah, the product name. Nice. So we can already commit what we have here. The changes we did. So also what we can do here for the product name, we can add a link to actually the actual product name. So product name, and it will actually, the link will be in the heading h3 tag. So in there, so it will be like this. Perfect. And now we can actually have a better indentation by doing so, like this. And so, as you can see, the link will be exactly the same as here, as below, except here. So the link that it's the same. Well, it's not product. Oh, sorry, product name is product URL. My bad. Sometimes it's nice to double check twice, just in case we make mistakes. So here you see I have red cup, and the image sometimes has a little delay with Unsplash, but for you, I recommend you to add a static image instead. So you can add a static image here. In product image, to be just like assets. So you can just do, I will actually do for the other products. So for you to be, to be the name, you can do just assets, and then assets. So in our assets, if you remember, assets we don't have. We can actually, what we could do, we can actually create a new folder here, and it will be images. So now we have images here, and here I could just drop an image. So random image, for instance, this one, I can actually paste it here. Obviously I don't want to sell myself, but it's just for the demo, and me. And so if I set is visible, the first one to false, and that one to true, like this, I will see that one, the second one. So now I can refresh. Why it doesn't work? Because assets, images, because obviously I forgot to, if you remember well, it's images / me.jpg. So now if I refresh, you see, I see myself. So yeah, so that works. And after I can just, on the homepage Mustache, I could just change the size of the image. So I can do, actually I can just use size property to 250. Normally that one works if I remember well. Size attribute emg tag. Let's have a look. Yes, so it's pixel by default. Size. Oh no, that's different actually. That one is for the when you have more than one emg. Let's see the attribute. So maybe it's just me. I think you should use width. So you don't have size, right? No, you don't. So it's width. That one width, and it will be height. You will have the height as well, height and width. So I can do height to 50, width to 50 as well. So was it the size we set before? I think so. 250 to 50. Yes. So now if I just refresh, you see that's my new image. Awesome. So however, now we don't want to do this, but it was just to give you an example. So I will set that one back to false and that one to true. And now I have the original product. Amazing. And so for that one, I can click here and I can click on buy now. And I will be redirected to buy me a coffee. Amazing. Now actually in index.mustache.html, again there, I will show you actually still some improvements for the layout for the UI because it wasn't that great before. So actually we just change article class to ML12. So Martin, so we'll change the margin here, the height maybe we'll change it as well now actually because rounded wasn't on the emg tag, so the image wasn't it didn't have the borders radius. So with CSS you can change borders radius. I will show it to you. Border radius, and this is actually what rounded class in Bootstrap does. So this one, border radius, if you do Bootstrap rounded class, it does basically exactly like this. If we go here, and we can change actually the pixel rounded. So you see that one. So we do that one. Actually, we'll apply this. So here we change a bit to the height, the width, the offset. Offset, it means for the column, if you add an offset, it will add an offset on the left, like an empty column. But I'm not sure, actually we might not use it, so we'll just remove it. And here it will just be a column. Let me see again. We can change that later. I'm not too sure. So let's do let's do actually, let me see what we, so let's do colon for the article and class, and then we'll do a colon on the main div. It will be colon 10, so 10 colons, and here on this it will be on the other. So on this div we add a padding 2. Let's do padding 2 here. And so it will be a line item center because we want them to be center. Rounded will be here on the img tag, img tag, and so that will be it. I will add more dummy data. So here, if I do true, and again it's visible to true. Now if I go back to the website, it will be exactly like this. You see, ta-dam! And because we have because we added padding pixel 2, padding 2, you have a bit of space, which is nice. So if you do padding Bootstrap in Bootstrap 5, but Bootstrap 4 is nearly the same actually. P2
let's do P. So you have space, and actually it adds a space. So it depends. It's not always. You can use px if you wish, but for us, if it's padding, so it just set a padding. So for us, it will be exactly like this. It will do exactly that, padding and the spacer. So the spacer will be exactly here. So it depends what you set for the size. And yes, so that's a unit. So we will with the dominator here, you can see that now it looks pretty good. What will change again is we will create a new probably product file here in app folder. So products.php, and inside of it we'll just have an array. We'll just do PHP, and here we just do return, and we will return this everything inside. Actually, it will be easier to change the products later. It's cleaner too, I believe. So if you do exactly like this, because we can change them much easier. And so here we can just remove this, remove that, and here we can just do include well to be their name, and here dear, and because we are in pages, for us it's just in the parent folder, so it will be their name level 1. So we don't have to change here the level to 1 or 2. It will just be 1, and the level 1 is the one by default. Number 1, if you check param, the number of parent directories to go up. So for us is level 1, and it will be exactly like this. And then it will be products.php. Perfect, which is this one, and this one returns this. So let's check if this works. Yes, it does. So amazing. My images are a bit slow to load because my internet is not really good. I use my hotspot. So yes, this is done. This is nice. It's perfect. So do we have any other improvements? No. We can set its visibility to false. The URL, those URLs don't work at the moment. It's only product, because in our roots to PHP we only use product here, but you can change that with a variable and then parse a variable here inside, like, or even a get variable could be. And then what you could do is in product.php, as an improvement, you can check what product it is by doing get like name of the product, and so then it will be here, and then you will have a case if the product is actually tea, for instance, then it will be you will say like, oh, my product name is here. It's like what I insert here, it's actually product details equals, and you will do like this, and here it will be like t something, and then this variable you have to assign it here, and after that you have a break, and then another product name, it will be like cop, for instance, and then again here it will be product, oh sorry, I made a typo here, so yes, break, and then here to be product name, it will be like cop or red cop. Here those information will be different too, and then break, and so on and so on. And get name, it will be, because the product name will be here where you will be, it will be like this. You will redirect to name equals like cop red, or here in our case it's t, or it will be cop or something like that. Here it doesn't work right now because what I changed, I did some I just show you as an example, but yes, so you can do that easily.
and you will see if you want to have more than one product. Now, obviously, by default, our goal was to make a minimalist sales microsite, so that's why there's just one product, but now it's up to you to add another product. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this course, and congratulations about everything you did. You are just amazing. I'm really proud of you, and let's see in another course. See you and have an amazing fun. Have really good fun and happy coding with your new website. See you.